Hello, I am Deb with DebLevArt, and I get on YouTube every week and I talk about my inspiration for my art. I make watercolor paintings. I work digitally as well using Procreate, and I do some art journaling. And I just thought I had a few more subscribers. I thought I would introduce myself again. My day job is art teacher, and my any free time after that is working on my own art, trying to get myself out there and my artwork. And today I have for you just a painting in progress, and I wanted to kind of start off talking a little bit about my inspiration for this piece. It's a phoenix, and I don't have a title just yet. I'm still in the process of creating this piece using watercolor. I've also been experimenting with some gold leaf, like trying it out. This is my first attempt. I like it really well, and so I plan on incorporating some of the gold leaf into this painting as well. So I thought I would just jump on and talk about my inspiration and why I'm creating the phoenix. And it's really like not typically what I do, but lately I have been feeling really called to kind of put my Procreate and my journaling kind of to the side. And I just thought I want to work bigger with watercolor. I want to be in this art studio, my little room in my house. And I want to just paint and paint large. And I'm incorporating things like calligraphy. I'll incorporate some Posca marker, acrylic paint markers into this process. So one thing I wanted to talk about is how I've been receiving some of these ideas for my paintings. The previous painting was a giant ant crawling out of a window, and I called it Threshold. And I was the ant in the painting, and it came to me in a dream just really quickly, and just kind of analyzing that dream was me moving from one state, which was my old self, through the threshold into my new self. And with that becomes a lot of changes and endings and new beginnings that haven't yet just taken place. And so you're in that liminal space, that threshold. What I found with this painting, the phoenix kind of rising from the ashes, is it just kind of came over me one day. I thought, I was actually on my way to work in my car, and I have my notes here because it's been a while. And so I'm like checking my notes because I try to write down everything that happens when these signs take place for me, these downloads from spirit, basically. And I was listening to a podcast, like an old podcast by Louise Hay. I believe she ran Hay House Publishing or founded it, something like that. And she was talking about in this podcast, letting go and making space for new. And what I had been feeling is this grip. I had been like gripping onto control and gripping onto the past, like I didn't want it to leave, like we typically do. And as I thought of releasing that, I thought of gripping a bird's neck. Like you're supposed to be so gentle with birds, right? And I don't know why it came to me just like gripping its neck and like not letting that bird breathe. And I thought, that's what I'm doing. And right as I thought about that, like releasing the grip on the neck, releasing the control, a bird flew right in front of my car window, and then flew right back out. And I thought, okay, that's confirmation because it happened right at the same time. That's usually how I get those downloads. So I took that as confirmation. Then Louise Hay started talking about having a soft, open heart. And I had been told that in my Reiki and acupressure, this new person that I had been going to. And she said, one of my goals, I need to keep this soft, open heart. I can kind of, feel hurt and get closed off at times. And so I want to try and keep my heart soft and open. So I've really been trying to do that and embody that more. And I had been also listening to another audio book I just finished, and it's by Brene Brown called Atlas of the Heart. And the cover of the book, I kept seeing that book everywhere. And so it was like at the store, at a doctor office. And I thought, I just need to look into this book. And I listened to it and it was very relevant. And I really enjoyed listening. But the cover was fascinating. It was a big heart with like beautiful artwork all around it. And it just inspired me. I thought I should include a heart in or behind this phoenix to represent that big open heart. The bird cage that you'll see in this video, I listened to a psychic medium that I've been to a few times, and she had mentioned in one of her postings on YouTube, she posts every week, this is a while back, and she mentioned a bird in a cage that the door was open, and it's really a mindset. Like, do you have the strength to leave that cage to, venture into the unknown, and like that, jump into the void basically. And so I included that open cage. And it's interesting, as I was painting this cage specifically, I was, kind of looking for other songs just to inspire me, and like when I go to post on YouTube Shorts or Instagram, like what songs would kind of work with us that talk about Phoenix rising. And one of the songs I was listening to, the cover art had a cage door that was open, and I immediately I started to heat up. And that has happened to me during meditation, where I am like healing, or I'm getting downloads by spirit, and my body's just heating up. And so it was really interesting that happened. I take those things as confirmation that I'm on the right path, basically. So I've been also hearing, yes, a lot of unclutching, releasing the grip. And I just take those things basically as confirmation. Also, I follow literally 2 tarot readers on Instagram. And one of them that I listen to every single night, everything happens within 24 to 48 hours. So it was in that time frame. And she had mentioned a phoenix. And I, again, just took that as confirmation. I'm on the right path. This is what I'm supposed to be painting, and doing what feels right, doing what lights me up. I think that's all of my explanation. I did write it down so I can remember everything, because things happen. I get so many signs and synchronicities really weekly. It's kind of crazy, but amazing at the same time. I wouldn't have it any other way. But it's my guide. They're breadcrumbs. They're, the path that I'm supposed to be following. So I wanted to come on and talk about that Phoenix rising. I do feel like I am the Phoenix rising. Like, I've had so much change, and there's been death and departure and endings that just needed to happen, a change within myself, and so much more self-worth that I've discovered within me that just has come up in the last several months to a year, that I have to make room for new. And the Phoenix is just embodying that power within yourself to rise up and become who you really are and who you are really meant to be. And so I've been feeling that lately. Originally, I wasn't even wanting to paint a phoenix. I thought, I kind of like painting realistic birds. And I realized it had to be a phoenix. I looked up other mythical birds as well. And the phoenix is actually in other cultures, other religions, called different names, but they're all basically like the phoenix, something rising from the burnt ashes, from the ground to become something better. So that's a long explanation for my new painting. And I'm just going to take you through some bits and pieces. I'm not done with it yet. So stay tuned. Look forward to more for next week. And I'm going to test out the gold leaf in this painting in several areas, several spots in my second time. This is my first time using gold leaf, and then that will be my second time. And I think I'm going to be a little addicted to it. It's already very fun for me. So stay tuned. Thank you for being here. Thank you for watching, and feel free to like and subscribe. I'm always asking that. I could use some new subscribers. I appreciate your support very much, and I'll see you in the video. I wanted to talk just briefly about the hamsa and my use for it, my idea. My mom actually loves the hamsa. She wears a hamsa around her neck. She has gifted me a hamsa, and it's very well known to be part of our Jewish religion as a symbol of protection and our culture. I do believe it's used in other cultures as well. In my findings, a lot of these birds and symbols are used over and over again in different religions, different cultures. But yeah, it's a symbol of protection, and it's something I wanted to include, and I add some designs to it as well, just some really pretty little scripted little just designs with my calligraphy nib, my pen. So just a little bit about the hamsa. So the openings that you see on the wings are spaces for the eyes. And I thought of this phoenix rising as part angel. And one of the angels that I really like is a seraphim, and it has eyes all over it. And depending on what seraphim you're looking at on the internet, anyway, or in whatever manuscript. But yeah, they are just these protective angel wings with those eyes watching out, similar to that of the Hamsa eye, just that protection as you rise, as you move forward in life. And I plan on using maybe like a little bit of gold leaf somewhere in some of those eyes, not all of them. As I get more familiar with gold leaf, I'll get into more intricate spaces. But yeah, just using those seraphim ideas, the cross between the phoenix rising and the seraphim, like this part mythical bird, part angel. As I was painting these wings, I kept contemplating like what colors do I use? I knew I wanted to use really bright, bold colors for this painting, especially for the feathers, just the bold colors representing like my true self and becoming who I really am, speaking up for myself, saying what's on my mind, and just being who I genuinely am authentically. And I love bright, bold colors anyway. And I had recently gotten a new watercolor set that were neon colors that I tested in, I think, the last video. And I wanted to use them so badly. And I just absolutely love them and love the colors. In the meantime, too, I had talked to a good friend of mine who's also an artist, and she was talking about how she kind of, when she saw the picture that I was creating, she envisioned these purple wings. And I thought, oh, purple's such a great color, like a deep, dark purple. So that's kind of what you're seeing now. And the technique I use is watercolor blooms, or what you would call like bleeding colors into each other. And I love using that technique, and I love mixing those colors. I decided to add some roses kind of coming up through the ashes. Roses have become a significant flower for me, representing strength and courage. And I thought I would incorporate them into the ashes and also into the cage, just like these beautiful flowers just blooming, pushing up through the dirt and just rising to explode with their like gorgeous colors and their petals. And I thought it was just very fitting. They're just like a symbol that I keep repeating in my paintings, and I've just really come to like them. I really love them, and yeah, they just became a symbol for me over the years. I broke out my calligraphy pen for some asemic writing. It's a cross between words and images, and it's also just abstract. But I use it as a way to kind of add some secret messaging. So what I'm writing, I'm thinking at the same time, and it comes out as scribbles or like this, illegible cursive basically. And I'm incorporating some messages like hope and a vision for the future and, just self belief and rising up from those ashes and, letting go of the past and just looking forward to the future and having that strength to rise up. In addition, just adding some emphasizing of those little holes in the smoke, the ashes, and seeing those as like these little windows into the other side, leaving this little cage and, finding myself and looking forward to what I can see through those little openings, those little windows for myself. Coming back to the Hamsa, here I am adding some details with my calligraphy pen, just kind of coming up with some fun patterns and designs that, just kind of flow through me. When you look online for Hamsas, there's all different kinds of beautiful, very intricate little botanicals, just symmetrical designs. And I thought I would just come up with some of my own to include on this Hamsa. Now, incorporating the Hamsa right smack dab in the middle of the chest of the bird is a form of protection. So as the phoenix rises, breaks out of the cage, it doesn't even break out, just leaves the cage because the cage is open. But it's, all about the mind, but you need that protection. You need that spiritual protection over you as you fly into the unknown, as I fly into the unknown and see what's out there for myself. And I've got this, this symbol of spirit protecting me and watching over me. I originally wanted to just paint some veins kind of sticking out of the heart, kind of like subtly pop. And I decided to make those veins. I'll just use my asemic calligraphy. It stands out a little bit more. And then I can add some more messaging to that, the painting in the heart space, just keeping a soft, open heart and making sure that, I am compassionate and take other people into consideration as well. Thanks for tuning in today. I hope you enjoyed just me taking you through the progress of my Phoenix Rising. I'm excited to get into the gold leaf in several areas on the painting and just kind of see if I like it. And then also maybe some more asemic calligraphy, and then working with the eye in the Hamsa, and that serves as protection, and then also the seraphim wing eyes. So that's kind of what's coming up for my next video as well. And I hope you just come back for more. Stay tuned as I progress through this painting. Thank you for being here. Thank you for your support, and I'll see you in the next one.